Welcome to MOFFATCOUNTYPROUD.COM, and we are excited to bring you 2018 Colorado High School Wrestling. Tonight's matches feature the Basalt Longhorns and your Moffat County Bulldogs. Severson Supply and Rental, Memorial Regional Health, Craig Family Dental, Bank of Colorado, there's only one, Victory Motors, Hatton Enterprises, Miller Family Appliance, 3B Enterprises, Sand, Gravel, and Rock Products, Cornerstone Realty, GCR Tires and Service, Precision Auto Service, 360 Insurance Company, Mountain West Insurance and Financial Services, Kramer Flooring, McDonald's, I'm loving it, DNP, Duran and Pierce Contractors, Cook, Chevrolet, Ford, and Subaru, Country Living Realty, Draper Insurance Group, Great Divide Cleaning, Chaos Inc., Young Life, Rocky Mountain Machinery, Eppin Associates, Rocky Mountain Automotive, Colorado Northwestern Community College, Identity Graphics, Craig Veterinary Hospital, Brass Key Realty, and Mountain Air Spray. Over 7 million kids play high school sports in the U.S. Just 4% of those go on to play sports in college. An even lesser percentage of those athletes earn athletic scholarships in college. 6.2% of college football players move on to play professionally, and just 2.4% of college basketball players move on to play professionally. High school sports give kids the chance to strive, dream, and set realistic goals in their lives. A message from the Colorado High School Activities Association. We'll be right back. At 126 pounds, it's the Bulldogs' Colton Terry wrestling Zach Pagan. This is the 126-pound weight class. Colton Terry, just a freshman, wrestling up in the varsity, comes in with a beautiful takedown and trying to wrap him up right away. So Shane just did a great job with the announcements down there. He'll be joining me in just a second. And one of the things I have to say is that Basalt and Moffat County, this doesn't always happen, but we already dueled once this year, and Basalt just edged out the Bulldogs. However, I need to mention that the Bulldogs had several key injuries at the time and gave up 3 or 4 forfeits, which now those guys are back, and it looks like it's been flip-flopped now. I see Basalt with 3 or 4 open weights now this time, so it's kind of been reversed. Look for the Bulldogs to earn some easy points off of those and hopefully get a big win tonight.
Yeah, you nailed it, my friend. 4 open weights tonight. That instantly is 24 points for your Bulldogs as those come around, and basically it's the equivalent of pinning your opponent when there's no one there to wrestle, as it should be. So should be a fun night here, and as you said, gosh, it's a blast to do all these introductions, and sports should also be something fun for everybody, you know, whether you're in the stands or you're out there competing, make it an event, and that's what we're trying to do here with MOFFATCOUNTYPROUD.COM.
So Colton Terry right now gets a beautiful takedown, and then he's been working the top. It's got both legs in right now, trying to ride a double grapevine and see if he can get something going. And right now the Basalt wrestler just satisfied with staying down on his belly and trying to do everything he can to counter the advances of Colton Terry.
24 seconds left in this match right here, and as you said, the score, it's a close one. It may very well come down to that third period, and whoever has that choice of bottom, you know, as far as if you're within 2, you always have that opportunity to tie it up at the end.
Yeah, and after the end of this first period, Shane, I mean, if it's Colton Terry's choice, it's either you're taking down or you're taking neutral. No reason to take top again. You rode the guy for about 1 minute and 50 seconds and couldn't get any points. You didn't give up any, but you didn't get any. And so you got to think to yourself, hey, I'm going to take down, I'm going to come out, get an escape, or maybe I got this guy's number on my feet and I'm going to go in for another takedown.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's as simple if you're the coach, and it's never simple to be a coach, but you look at what your wrestler's able to do, and as you said, he was able to get that takedown, so shoot, and he was also able to hold him on the bottom for an extended period of time. He takes down, instantly is up for 1 point, and now it's 3-0.
All right, Colton Terry with a good stand-up, tripods up, and came right out of there, like Shane said. And we'll see if he can get another takedown and push his lead 4-0 second period here. 1:42 left in the second. Would like to see Colton set up another shot. He did so well early in the first. He set it up. He wasted no time. Got in deep on that takedown. Want to see that again. Goes for the headlock here. You got to hook that arm. He's only got the head. That can be dangerous. Grab that arm. Trying to get it. See if he can finish it.
At least get around behind, and there he goes.
Doesn't get the takedown and 5-point move, possible pin that we were hoping for, but he does get the takedown. And Colton Terry is up. Actually, it should be 5-0.
Yes.
Should be the score right now. So that's what we'll call it. Scoreboard says 6, but we got 5-0 in our book. 104 on the clock.
I guarantee you, our coaches, they are good former wrestlers. As soon as this match is over, they're going to go out there with that young man and they're going to say, hey, make sure now you grab this other arm. Because as you move up the ranks, you're going to wrestle somebody, if you don't have that arm, they're going to go straight through or just pull it on the backside. But a good beginnings to that headlock. Now he just needs to add those final little things to make it a great move that's going to put him on his back, get 5, if not a pin.
Colton Terry trying to lock up the cradle. Working hard. Glad that he's working a different move. We saw him ride the legs that first period. Didn't really get anything out of it, but right now he went to the cradle series. Has been close to hooking it up a couple times here. Not going to be able to do it. We're down to 20 seconds. Going to go ahead and put the leg back in danger of getting too high now. He's got to settle his hips. He's got to get back a little bit and control. And there he does. He's able to break the Basalt wrestler down. Not going to earn any points, but he will ride him out for the rest of this period as we are down to 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to the third with a 5-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about this. 5 points is attainable because you can throw somebody to their back, get 2, and then 3 points for the near fall and tie it up. 6 is at the point where you're in great condition, you're in great shape in the match, and you just want to continue to do great things, even if you have the worst of luck and are tossed to your back. And there, they fixed it now. They made it 5-0. So exactly what I was saying. You are still in a match where one move can get you and tie you up. So wrestle smart here as they're on their feet for the third period.
And we see Shane, they do fix the score. They switch it to 5. And I'm surprised that Basalt actually picked both up, as he's already been taken down twice. I would have thought he would have said, hey, I'm going to go on top. But you know what? I'm wrong, because he throws him in a headlock, but he rolls through. And now he's in trouble.
Man, talk about me feeling bad. I felt like I gave him the kiss of death talking about a headlock.
Yeah.
How could tie it up?
And the thing is, he went for the 5-point move, like you said, Shane. It's exactly what he did. But once again, young rookie mistake, gets he's off balance. He doesn't tee out, we say. He doesn't tee out. And then what does Terry do? He rolls him right through to his back, and Terry's looking to get the pin.
So a great learning match here. Knock on wood, let's hold on and get this win. Hopefully a pin right here. But man, oh man, you're ahead by that much and the opponent chooses to go on feet, they're headhunting. They're going to try to throw you to your back. Luckily, he was able to get that arm and he gets the big points now. And he's going to go back into his riding series here with a 13-4 lead.
Good effort by the Basalt wrestler as he is able to come off of his back. Looked like he might be out of time and be giving up the pin, but he keeps fighting. 45 seconds on the clock. The score is now 10-4 in favor of Terry. Trying to get a few cheap tilt points here. Gets a 1 count, but doesn't get enough for any points.
30 seconds left now in this first match in this duel between your Bulldogs and Basalt tonight. Good start, 10-4, and there was only one moment there with a little bit of fear, and we were able to come out of that headlock. I mean, you've been here, big lead now. You're just going to continue to act as though you're always trying to continue to improve your move on top, but you're going to hang on, and that takes a lot of energy out there. And the wrestler from Basalt on the bottom doing that headhunting you were talking about, trying to pull the head under, but it's over, and there's the first win of the night for the Bulldogs. Good match there, just one mistake, and it's a big-time learning moment that I'm sure our coaches will talk to him about, and we start out with a victory.
All right. Coming up next for the Bulldogs, we have a couple open weights, it looks like. At 132 pounds, Chris Moschetti is going to win by forfeit. And at 138 pounds, Daniel Caddy also wins by forfeit. And so we will jump up to 145 pounds. All right, we are at 106 pounds. It's Dagan White for your Bulldogs wrestling Wilbur Panada from the Basalt Longhorns. And Dagan White doesn't waste any time. Gets the takedown, and he's already racking up some back points.
Yeah, great start.
Gonna earn 2 near fall points, and now he wraps him up and going for the pin.
Boy, this might be over about quicker than we can say it got started, but there we go. Turns out from the bottom does our opponent from Basalt, and already a big lead in this match.
Dagan White You notice him in the mask. Broke his nose earlier this year, so he wears the mask to protect it. Good to see him back on the mat. First matches since Christmas break.
And how about these skills? You know, it's called a cheap tilt, not because it's a cheap move, but because when you're the kid on the bottom, it feels so cheap. You just can't quite get off your back, and you're giving up points, and you'll eventually fight off your back, but you've already given up 3 no matter what you do. And look at this score already that we're up to, 9-0, before you can even get a blink in. 1 minute into the first period, 12-0 now.
Nagin White, we're just wrapping him up. 3 more near fall points here, and it's going to be a technical fall, so you got to go for the pin here.
The ultimate victory, I used to call it. Build up to where it would be 15-0, and then you get the pin. Dominant match for your Bulldogs. And again, the fact that we lost a close duel to this very team earlier in the season, weighing heavily on the minds of our Bulldogs. And you can see they've come out and they've got something to prove here. They're going to show they're one of the top teams in their classification, and over here on this side of the mountain, as they say.
So next up is going to be Carson Cox for your Bulldogs. This is at 113 pounds, and he is going to wrestle Alex Reguino from the Longhorns. Carson Cox, a senior, and has battled several injuries through his career. It's good to see him out there right now. He's feeling good and racking up a bunch of wins this year. Carson, very quick and a really scrappy wrestler. He's going to come at you.
All business there as he grabs the front headlocks, and he torques him down, but they go out of bounds. Again with that front headlock, he's going to go in on that near side cradle for 2. Just like that, he's in the top position now and going to work to try to turn his man to his back.
Puts on the near side chicken wing, rolls him right to his back, and he's working for a pin. Reverse half as he lets go, has the tight waist. Reverse half, sinks it in deep. And Carson is right where he wants to be, and Basalt the opposite.
Yeah, man, that is it. It's done deal.
Carson Cox making short work of the Longhorns. That's a pin with just 1:19 left on the clock in the first. Great job by the senior Carson Cox picking up another pin for the Bulldogs.
One of the big things you want to see is to have your senior leadership come out and show that attitude that your wrestling team has, and that means come out and pin to win. And that's what our seniors have done so far this year on this team. They mean business when they come out, and we're underway with our next match here.
Going to be 120 pounds. It's Blake Juergens versus Miles Heck. Blake Juergens, just a freshman. Maybe his first, I might be mistaken, but if not, it's definitely one of his first varsity matches of his career. So here we go, Blake Juergens, let's get it going.
Man, how nerve-wracking is that? I remember I was one of those heavy guys as a freshman, and I remember the night I got the call, and I was a nervous wreck. I remember I shot in, I had a great takedown, put the guy on his back, and then he rolled me over and pinned me. So it wasn't great memory, but I remember what it was like going out there against a senior being just a freshman. And man, oh man, if you can get a good start, there we go. As he takes his man down with a fantastic double leg, nearly to his back, and already he's up 2-0.
Yeah, and I like this, how he advanced the move. He started off in a single leg, had got up in there really, really well, and then he knew that wasn't going to finish it, so he switched off to the double leg, gets himself that 2-point takedown. We are at 60 seconds left here in the first, and Blake Juergens looking good.
Yeah, we've been watching that young man wrestle for quite a few years, all the way back to the Moffat County Youth Wrestling, some Bad Dogs, then through the middle school, winning some championships down there. Some of the tournaments that we had the honor of broadcasting for the middle school, and now here he is at the high school level. Makes you feel awesome, but it also makes you start to feel old.
Yeah, no doubt. So blood time out right now. I want to say thank you while we have a moment to all of our sponsors, people like Severson Supply and Rental and Memorial Regional Health, Craig Family Dental, and Bank of Colorado for bringing you Moffat County Wrestling and all the things we do on MOFFATCOUNTYPROUD.COM. Also want to give a big thank you to Victory Motors, Hatton Enterprises, Miller Family Appliance, 3B Enterprises, Cornerstone Realty, GCR Tires and Service, Precision Auto Service, 360 Insurance Company, Mountain West Insurance, Kramer Flooring, McDonald's, Duran and Pierce Contractors, Cook, Chevrolet, Ford and Subaru, Country Living Realty, Draper Insurance Group, Great Divide Cleaning Service, Chaos Inc., Young Life, Rocky Mountain Machinery, Eppin Associates, Rocky Mountain Automotive, Colorado Northwestern Community College, Identity Graphics, Craig Veterinary Hospital, Brass Key Realty, and Mountain Air Spray. Make sure you say thank you to all of those sponsors for supporting MOFFATCOUNTYPROUD.COM. All right, we are back and ready to go. Quick stand-up by Basalt and countered well by Juergens as he's able to break him right down, gets him off his base, and he's back to his belly.
So Juergens now is looking as though he's going to try to work his series of cradle moves as he's on the far side and has that arm bar. Now working for an arm bar series, and there's so much pressure and torque. If he's able to hold that inside arm bar right here, that single chicken wing they call it, and if he's able to walk around the top of his opponent's head, it's literally going to force him to his back. But now Basalt does a good job of flattening out their base, which makes it really hard to turn him, and we're down to 19 seconds, but here he goes again.
Scoop that head, yeah, and if he can just scoop the head, he might get it. It's going to be close, and not going to be able to quite get it there, but man, he is really close. I wouldn't give up on it yet. Going to just run out of time here in the first, but nonetheless, a good first period for the freshman. Blake Juergens up 2-0 at the end of one.
Man, oh man, you said it, a freshman out there. No nerves for him as he goes right out and gets a double leg, gets that 2-point lead and maintains top the whole entire period. Now a little different beast as he's going to start out on the bottom, and in his mind he's envisioning that spring coiled as he's going to shoot up like a rocket to try to get that escape and get the heck out of the bottom. Oh, and he does a nice switch. Forget that 1 point. He goes for 2 and gets a beautiful reversal.
4-0 lead for Blake Juergens. Wrestling really well right now, and wrestling very smart right now.
Yeah, you get in this position now, you've got a 4-point lead. You're just barely underway in the second period, and you are the top man. What you want to do is just continue to put weight and pressure. So many years the Bulldogs under Roman Gutierrez's tutelage would go with that inside half Nelson and just spiral ride. Over and over, right side, left side, until you just tire your opponent out and break them down to all fours like this Basalt wrestler is now. And that's when you start working your different series of pinning combinations from the top.
107 on the clock. Still really working that arm. And right now, Basalt, really no attempts to escape, just everything he can do to counter what Juergens is doing and prevent himself from going to his back and giving up any more points.
They use that term sometimes. He seems to be just surviving on bottom right now. Sometimes you would see, if they get to the higher level, when you start getting up to regionals and state, they will stall you out if you're on the bottom and you're just really just surviving. But he stands up right as I say that and almost gets trouble now, my friend, as the reversal gives up, but Juergens does not go to his back like he almost did. And now we are in a match, and that's when your heart starts pumping quick now as a freshman.
Could have been a lot worse than it ended up. Juergens got himself off balance and really got thrown, and he was so close to getting caught on his back. But very wisely, he moved very quickly to his base and got himself in a safe position. Now he gets the escape, 5-2 here in the second. And that's going to end it with no more scoring. And Juergens will take this lead into the final period.
So good thing there. Once he was able to get back to his base, didn't give up the back points, he was able to get up and escape and get one of those points back since he had just given up 2. 5-2 lead with 1 period remaining.
Both wrestlers with the head and arm tie, working for position. Got to be aware of that headlock. We've already saw one Basalt player throw that earlier. Luckily, we were able to roll out of it.
And this, again, is a freshman. Fantastic on the mat time for learning here. This is where shoot in, get a hold of that leg. Even if you don't get the takedown, you're going to kill a lot of time. So get your best shot opportunity. If you don't finish it, hold on and don't give up any points. Just kill clock. You are surviving. There it is. He shoots in, and he's going to get it. He just needs to go the other way as he's going against his head, something so many young wrestlers tend to do. You want to use that head. There he goes as a vice, and he turns it and gets that takedown.
And you saw it, Shane. He went against the head. He couldn't get it, and then he said, oh, yeah, other way. And as soon as he did that, 2-point takedown. Nice double leg by Blake Juergens.
Huge takedown. Again, for a young wrestler to have a lead, and not just like a 1 or 2 point lead, But to come out with the lead and then get the takedown shows fantastic skills, and the fact that you're the aggressor, that will win you many matches, because Basalt had everything to lose on that takedown. Bulldogs nothing. We get the takedown, and now we're just going to stay on top and keep working our pinning combinations.
7-2, 40 seconds and ticking. Wrestle smart. You're going to pull yourself off a big W, Blake Juergens. Keep it up. Here we go. Under 30.
Bulldogs tonight have come out on a mission, as we said, wrestling very, very well. And we're down to 18 seconds left here. Juergens takes his opponent back down to the mat. And boy, he did not look like a freshman out there. He looked like a skilled upperclassman on the mat tonight. What a fantastic night for that young man.
And that's how it's going to end. Good win for Blake Juergens at 120 pounds. 7-2 is the final score, and right now the Bulldogs are having the clean sweep.
We saw earlier this season where our Bulldogs went against Hayden, that we brought to you on demand for free, streaming wrestling here on MOFFATCOUNTYPROUD.COM. And you may recall the Bulldogs swept that night, and now we have Herod. And it again becomes one of those nights where you say, well, my goodness, you don't want to be the first guy to lose. You're dominating. And here we are underway. And immediately, Basalt looks like the bigger wrestler here, but I won't say the more skilled wrestler. This Herod's been wrestling since he was just, how do they say, knee-high to a grasshopper, as he shoots in on a beautiful double leg and smartly puts him down gently, but with plenty of force, and gets the 2 points, and now he gives him up, and so it's 2-1. Nice takedown.
Isaiah Herod saying, I'm going to stay on my feet. I think I got this down to a T where I can take him down. We'll see if he can do it again.
Oh, how about that? Shuck by now, front headlock. And this is where
goes
you
with
want
the old
to
twister. And the twister works exactly like you draw it up, and he's going for the pin.
And boy, I said it, looks can be deceiving. It looked like Basalt was a much bigger, stronger wrestler, and Mr. Herod said, I don't care. Skill trumps muscles every time, and there it is. A big pin. What a great match for that young man. Wow. That's how you do it. And as you said, the twister is something we learned years ago from a wrestler from the Ohio area. And when it works like that to perfection.
So next up, Chris Moschetti at 132 pounds, and we'll see if he has a match. Sometimes they switch the weights around on us, and so you got to see if you got a match or not. He wasn't supposed to have a match, but we're finding out right now. And he looks over at the Basalt coach, and they say, yep, we're not going to wrestle him. So he gets the win by forfeit. We jump up right to the next weight. That's Daniel Caddy at 138, also win by forfeit. So that brings us to 145 pounds, where it's Moffat County's Ethan Powers, and he will be wrestling Joby Esperanza from the Longhorns. Here we go. Ethan Powers is senior.
Another wrestler who's been doing it for a very long time and looking to leave his mark, and that is a beautiful shot. And man, oh man, Kip, our Bulldogs look great tonight so far. I mean, that was a skillful shot, ducking right in there and turning it into a 2-point takedown. And now he goes to work in his top position, and just like that, he turns him to his back.
Ethan Powers looking to get the fastest pin of the night. He'll have to get it done quick if he's going to beat the one earlier by Carson Cox. It's going to be close. And not going to do it, but nonetheless, he is in control, and he's looking for a first round pin. And he's going to get it with 53 seconds. Call it 53-second pin. Great job by Ethan Powers, and a big win for the Bulldogs.
Hey, and my friend, I'm going to leave you for one match here, as I'm going to throw out some awesome swag to the crowd that comes from all of our awesome sponsors. So remember, these people make it possible for us to be here, and I'll be right back. I leave great trust in you, my friend.
All right, here we go. 152 pounds. Drake Zimmerman coming out to wrestle. And Drake Zimmerman wins by forfeit. 160 pounds. It's going to be Moffat County's Connor Wynn. He's going to wrestle Ryan Borkett. Connor Wynn is a sophomore for the Bulldogs. Been on varsity a few times. He's got a few varsity matches under his belt. He's came a long way since his freshman year. He's improved immensely. See what he can do tonight. Got a tough opponent from Basalt. Both wrestlers trying to feel each other out early in this first round. Lots of head tapping. There's a shot. Goes in, thinks better of it, backs back out. Didn't commit. Looked like he was in on a good shot. Would have liked to see him finish that, maybe turn it into a high C and go with it. Connor, a strong kid. One of Connor's biggest nemesis actually is that he'll get himself in some bad positions. He'll get a lead and then he'll find himself in a bad position, and that's when you just got to cut loose and say, hey, I'm not going to give up 2, or I'm not going to show my back to the mat. I'm going to give up the 1, I'm going to give up the reversal, but I'm not going to go to my back. Right now, Connor Wynn looking for the over-under. Tries to muscle the wrestler from Basalt. That's not going to happen. Under a minute to go here in the first. No score. Hey, make sure you say thank you to all of our sponsors for bringing you Moffat County Wrestling and all the other events that Moffat County Proud covers. People like Craig Family Dental, Memorial Regional Health, Severson Supply and Rental, and the Bank of Colorado. So neither wrestler, Connor Wynn in a couple times on shots, but neither wrestler really committing to any shots. And the buzzer sounds, and that's going to end the first period. No score. And choice goes to Wynn. He will defer, and Basalt says, I'm going to take down, thinking he can come out, get himself 1, maybe a 2-point reversal. Connor Wynn, right off the bat, spiral ride. Way to work the head, get that weight on him, make him lift you up. Good stand up by Basalt. Connor Wynn trying to break him back down. Is able to do it, gets him back down to the mat, and goes right back to that spiral ride. Inside armbar now, goes far half. He's got to be careful about getting in a bad position. This is what I talked about before. Know where you're at, body awareness, don't get yourself in a bad position. 1:31 on the clock. No score so far. Wynn doing everything he can to keep Basalt down, and then can't do it anymore. 1-point escape for the Longhorns.
Man, I'm back with you, my partner. Looks like I walked out for a moment on one of the matches of the night. And as you just said, 1-0, we are behind. Finish it. Oh, trouble.
Got to be careful. You fall, you get yourself in those bad positions. Connor's strong enough to try to muscle his way out of it, but he is in a really unfavorable position right now. Trouble. Over, under, and that's it. And that's what I talked about with Wynn. He wrestled so great the whole match, and then one move, boom, gets himself caught on his back. Gotta develop that match awareness, and that just comes from reps. And he's improved so much from last year. Keep your head up, Connor Wynn. You're getting better all the time, and learn from those mistakes.
And what he can do there, when he goes back and looks at that, just as you said, there is that turning point where he is on his feet, has the leg and his arm up top. That's where if you just put every single inch of energy you have into that push, where you're pulling on the leg and pushing up top, you maybe saved that match. You're literally just inches from either being pinned or getting pinned at that point. And again, we just had Mickey Klemper come out and get us another forfeit. He's one of our great senior leaders on this team, and now we have Perulis, and he goes to work quickly after we had our first loss of the night and lead 51-6 as a team, and he turns him to his back using that painful corkscrew, and I think this one's over, Kip.
182 pounds, and Perulis is going to have the quickest pin of the night. to this point. Gets it done in 20 seconds. So Elias Peroulis makes short work of Jose Castorina of the Longhorns. This moves us up to 195 pounds. Jefferson Pyatt wrestling Thomas Worth.
Yeah, now you're getting up to the old matches that I used to wrestle, getting to the bigger young men who are going to throw their weight around. You don't want to be underneath one of these guys when they throw you in a headlock or the front headlock. Going, boy, he's just like that. He shoots in on such a deep single that he comes out the back door, as they say. And you don't see that a lot with the bigger guys. Huge shot.
No, you don't. And I'll tell you what, I hand it to the Basalt wrestler. He did a good job grabbing the ankle there. Jefferson almost got himself out of it and maybe could have caused a stalemate, but he's not able to hold on to it. Jefferson finishes the takedown, and he's up 2-0.
Lightning fast shot. Unbelievable to be able to shoot what started as a double and go completely through, makes it into a single. Out the back door, holding on, and now in a little bit of trouble as Basalt shows there. A smart wrestler grabs the leg as he tried to turn him. Now he's got to belly out and start over. And wow, how about this? The big guy showing some great skill, doing some awesome maneuvers out there.
Great scramble position. Both guys working it really hard right now. Basalt will take their position on bottom. Jefferson on top. He leads 2-0. 1:09 on the clock here in the first.
Yeah, both these wrestlers showing strength, throwing each other around the mat. 2-0 still, and a lot of action already in this match early on. Now they finally slow down a little bit near the center, and you have Jefferson in the top position. As you see what he's done, instead of that leg up in the back, he's actually using it to lock the leg, the ankle, which prevents the Basalt wrestler from being able to stand or try many maneuvers off the bottom there to reverse. But now Basalt frees their leg. Jefferson, once again, if you see it, locks up that back leg, which prevents Basalt from spinning, from rolling, or from standing up.
Hard crossface by Jefferson. And he's trying to hook up the cradle. Not easy to do in these upper weight classes, especially if you're not a tall, lanky guy. When you're these stocky guys that are really well built, that's tough to hook up a cradle. You don't have a lot of reach.
Yeah, those long, gangly wrestlers that I used to hate to go against. Oh, and there's a potentially dangerous call there. I wonder if it was a full Nelson, I believe is the call. And that gives an instant point. You can't do that. So for those of you at home, that's when you can put your hand under their arm and on their neck from either side, but not both hands, because you can break someone's neck.
And I'll tell you what, the Basalt wrestler did a great job there. He was setting up a Granby roll, and it looked like he might have had it, but he just ran out of time. So Jefferson dodges a bullet there, and he has a good first round, 3-0 lead. Jefferson's going to take down here in the second.
And Basalt won the toss, as they would say, and deferred the decision. So Jefferson gets his choice, and he chooses down. And this is where you want to guarantee that at least you're going to get one and make it 4-0. And he's close. He's up to his feet, but he's on one foot now. Oh, and he gets caught, my friend. Oh, but he turns through.
It looked like Jefferson was in trouble, but he's able to roll through, and he picks up the pin.
How about that? Wow, bingo, bingo, bingo.
Unbelievable.
Done deal. And you can see Basalt said, oh, no. He had it, and then he knew he was done. Not a lot of fight left there as our score goes to 63-6. And your Bulldogs are rolling.
All right, coming up next, Torrin Hume. So, Shane, I would say that's great that this is the last match, because this is the grudge match. I talked to Torrin earlier today at school, and he told me that he was beating this kid from Basalt a few weeks back before Christmas, and then he got caught. And I don't know if he got pinned or just beat by points, but he said, I got caught, coach. He got caught, and Basalt picked up the win. And so Torrin looking to get a little bit of revenge tonight.
And that always begs the age-old question. Would you rather be the guy who got caught coming in, or would you rather be the catcher who got the win? And so far, you want to be the one who's got a grudge and got caught, because Torrin has a nice takedown to begin and makes it 2-0. now these bigger wrestlers, Hume is that rare breed that we talked about. Not only is he a big wrestler, but he is a long, big wrestler. You don't see that very often at these heavier weights, someone with that long arms and that lanky. So he's already achieved the 2 points from the takedown. So right now he is just trying to maintain control and keep the 2. And now he turns him down to his side and maintains a 2-0 lead and has all the pressure up on top with 46 seconds left in this first period here at the Dog Pound.
Bulldogs have dominated tonight as they came in, and I wouldn't say they were underdog, but we did give up some forfeits that last time. But they have definitely turned the table, and they are dominating in this one.
I mean, literally, let's backtrack. To say that we lost to this team earlier this year, you would say, how?
Yeah, how? How did that happen? Yeah, unbelievable.
You peaked at the right time, right? It seems as though they say you want to be doing good after Christmas. Nobody cares how you do before. And look at that. He turns into his back. Oh, and he just runs out of time. So a good finish.
Yeah, and it looked like the pin was imminent, but saved by the bell is the word for Ernie Lopez and the Longhorns. Wrestlers are going to be in neutral position here in the second. Torrin Hume up 4-0.
Both wrestlers on their feet, and it is a dangerous place. Those heavyweights, you never know what can happen or will happen when you're on your feet. Hume just wants to get in there again, get his takedown, and keep this going. We want this match at the end to be one where we say, wow, how did he lose to this guy? And so far, he's making it that way with a 4-0 lead. But now is where you start to see, oh, and a nice single leg as he pulls his opponent back in, trips him perfectly, goes down for 2. And I was going to say they might be starting to get a little tired, but Hume says nope. And now if he can just put in that half, he might put his man on his back.
.1:15 on the clock.
A lot of fun to come back to first day back after Christmas vacation and to have an awesome wrestling duel here in our gymnasium here at Moffat County, and a great performance. And then, what is it? I believe this Thursday night we have a basketball game too. So man, and there we go. Puts him onto his back. He's got him locked up, Kip, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of this one. What a great revenge match for Torrin Hume, and he's got a lot of time to pin his opponent.
There's the pin. Torrin Hume picks it up, and the Bulldogs dominate 69-6.
Man, oh man, we are starting to look good when you want to. As I said earlier, you want to start looking good, start to peak as it gets after Christmas and as you're heading down that road towards regionals. I know this weekend they have the Uinta Tournament of Champions, which was always one of my favorite. And tonight, our Bulldogs looked dominant.
Absolutely. So, got a couple more matches coming up that we're going to call tonight. Some exhibition and JV matches, and we want to recognize all our kids and the effort they put in, and we're happy that we're able to do this tonight. So first one coming up, we'll try to get the names right here and see who we got. Let me look at the, looks like it's going to be, well, I don't have a name yet, trying to figure it out here. So I don't even know if they can figure it out. We got coaches over at the booth trying to figure out what weight and who's going to wrestle. So we know for the Bulldogs it's going to be Jeremiah Ziegler. Just got to figure out who he's going to be wrestling. So Jeremiah Ziegler has improved a lot. I have the kid in my weightlifting class. He works hard, great kid, good attitude. And Jeremiah Ziegler are going to be wrestling a much taller wrestler. This is going to be in the 120-pound weight class.
So here we go. When I did the introductions, we weren't sure. So we ended up, I believe, had a JV match to start. And now we have some after the varsity. That's cool. And make sure everybody stays in the building.
Jeremiah Ziegler with a great takedown off the bat. He told me he was going to be ready tonight. And it looks like he is. Let's see if he can keep it up this whole match. Beautiful takedown.
And now once you get that initial 2 is when you start to put all that weight and all that lean onto the back of your opponent. So he's done the job. He's broken his opponent down to all 4s, comes with a vicious crossface, and now let's see what he's going to work towards here, as he does have his opponent back up on his feet, and now his ankle is in trouble, and they're kind of in one of those positions right now. They're both just all tied up here in a stalemate type of look.
Trying to hook up the cradle. Oh, you got to be careful there. You don't want to pull the guy ever on top of you and expose your back to the ground. Somehow gets away with it though. 49 seconds on the clock, puts in the leg. Tripod up for the Longhorns. And Ziegler is able to tight waist him and break him back down.
How great is it to have some wrestlers in here that late in the night on our home stadium floor get an opportunity to wrestle in front of the home crowd. And considering it's a cold Tuesday night, the first night where school is back in session after our winter break, it's a great crowd, and it's great to see everybody here supporting our team. And our team continues to look better and better every week, every day as they go along towards that regional and possibly state tournament down the road.
That's when you jump over. You know, you see the mistake by the Basalt wrestler as he reached back over the head of Ziegler. Anytime they do that is a great opportunity to jump to that side and just throw on the half.
Yeah,
and you might get yourself a pin.
If you've ever been around wrestling at all in your life, one thing I guarantee you've heard is don't grab the head, don't reach. Especially when a guy's putting the legs in, and that leads to some very painful moves if you reach back and grab that head. The old guillotine or guillotine, depending upon if you're French or not.
I know it's painful, that's what I know.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed putting it on people, but I never wanted it to happen to me.
Heck yeah, and you were pretty good on. How about that? He reaches back, almost throws him to his back. And yes, that old guillotine I used to, in a very great way, torture some young men at that age when you were also in high school. So it was all in good fun and legal, but wow, painful stuff there. I remember I would always just flatten out if there was any chance of one of those moves going in. Go to all 4s and live to fight another day.
I've seen more than one referee give a mercy pin when they've had somebody wrapped up in the guillotine.
Yes.
As that shoulder can't even go down and you have it in so tight and you're bending them in 2 different directions. Feels like your ribs are going to come out of place. And I've seen refs actually end a match because the kid can't come out of it and he's not going to get pinned, and they say, all right, match over.
And they always claim, in high school wrestling, it's not like MMA, you can't tap out. But I've seen numerous times, as you're saying, those kids start tapping the mat because they've seen it on TV. That ref is cool, he knows. Those are the good ones that'll just call the pin, because nobody wants to see somebody hurt that much. Literally, it's like a submission hold in high school wrestling because it's so painful.
All right, Ziegler doing a great job right now, controlling the action on top. Trying to work the armbar series. 31 seconds on the clock. 4-0 lead for the freshman.
I've had an opportunity to see, a bunch of our wrestlers, not all of them. Some of our better wrestlers had buys tonight, but everybody who was supposed to come out and dominate has. And I like our chances as we go on down the road. And I know I've said that a few times, maybe too many, but it's very true. We just keep getting better and better, and we have some great young wrestlers. As our coach that coached them the last 3 years left as they were going to be seniors, and our new head coach inherited quite a great team and inherited a good group of seniors to coach.
And I think, Shane, also I'm mistaken when I say Jeremiah. I think I said freshman, but I meant sophomore. I believe Jeremiah is a sophomore. And great to see that kid out for wrestling, and what a good job he's doing. He's improved so much in the past year. Hope he sticks with it all 4 years, and he really could do something great down the road.
Well, you could see there he was definitely excited about what was going on. He jumped up and was thrilled to have the 4-0 lead. And, I like to see, too, some depth on our wrestling roster in our program, because for about the last 10 years, we were lucky to go 1 deep at any of the weights, let alone several. So years ago when you and I wrestled, and there was some dominating years as we go out of bounds there, be careful with that move, that's trouble. You went 2 and 3 deep at almost every weight during those championship years that the banners hang over here on the wall. Some of those years we were involved with were state championships and runner-ups and third places as a team, and state champions were being crowned all over the place, and we had depth. And that makes your wrestling room much better placed because there's someone to work with and you can improve your skills. So seeing that these JV wrestlers are this high of a skill level and that they're the second, maybe sometimes third guy in that room at a weight is fantastic. That is how you build your program and get better every day, every week.
Speaking of building that up, I know the 8th grade class, there are a bunch of wrestlers in that class, so that will be good to see next year if we can keep those kids coming out. And the coaches got their work cut out for them. That's the thing is kids get into high school and they try to find other things to do, and there's just so much going on that some of them decide to do something else. And so you really got to recruit them as a coach. A coach anymore isn't just a seasonal job. It is a year-round, get in there, work with that junior high program, work with the summer program, work with Craig Youth Wrestling and Bad Dogs, and you got to be able to commit that. And that's one of the things that's really tough on these coaching staff. So I know that we have our new coach this year, Dennis Fredrickson, and doing a great job with the kids. We hope he sticks around, and I know he's learning the ropes, and he's doing a good job, and we want to continue to see that improve. And so we have a great, like I said, 8th grade class coming up, and hopefully the numbers will just keep building.
Absolutely, and meanwhile, we gave up a couple of back points there right at the end, but still maintained the lead for 4-2. And so I don't want to say hold on, because we were pretty steadily ahead the whole match. At the end, we just slipped up and gave up a little bit of points, but we were ahead the whole time. Good match there for that young man. And let's see, we're gonna have another. I remember back in the day, our great cameraman here, Lance Scranton, we had this young man on our Doak Walker team, and we called him Big Red.
All right, Brock Hartung coming up for the Bulldogs, and we'll try to get a weight here on Brock. Looks like 145 pounds.
See what he brings to the table, to the mat, so to speak here. Again, it's got to be exciting. I'm so glad that we can bring you all of these matches for our future stars, as I like to call our reserves, our JV, our backup, whatever you want to call it. Literally, what would you say? We're about 24 hours from last night, a fantastic game where they crowned Alabama again, national champions in college. We're here in our gymnasium calling this wrestling match for you, and a good bunch of kids out here.
134, neither wrestler willing to take a shot really at this point. And right when I say that, Hartung kind of falls into a shot, but not a very good counter by Basalt, and Hartung makes not the prettiest shot, be an effective shot, and maybe going to get a takedown, and actually rolls it over into a 3/4 stack, trying to pull it through. Not going to do that, but he does pop his head out and he gets himself the takedown.
Yeah, and right there you always hear, sometimes it's derogatory, they say pull your head out. In wrestling it's not. You want to pop your head out right there. He pulls his head out and gets 2, and what he did was a really nice single leg, inside single. Your head's on the inside of the leg, and he was able to reach up and turn it into a version, as you said, of a stack, almost a cradle. Gets 2, and just like that, he's in business with 45 seconds left in the first period. And again, there he goes. He's trying what you said. One of the other more painful moves you'll ever experience, the 3/4 stack. I used to call it the stack of death, because if I got in it, I was dead. I was quitting.
Power move right there. You just got to have the strength. He's actually in a good position with the move. You just got to have enough power to pull that head underneath, and right now, not able to do it.
So often the 3/4 stack is mistaken for an illegal move, or it looks like a full Nelson, which it is not. And I remember you've told me stories of when you refereed in the past, how people would be screaming and kind of freaking out. It's illegal. It's a full Nelson. No, it's not. It just looks like it, but I'll tell you what, it kind of feels like it, and that is, it feels painful.
No doubt. All right, going to be Basalt's choice. They will take neutral to begin this second round. Hartung had that takedown in the first. See if he can pull off another one.
Yeah, and look, he's got that slow, steady approach. Basalt says, forget it, this time I'm going to take the shot on a deep double leg, but Brock was able to sprawl out immensely. And now look at this, he's got the reverse half. If he can make a decision, one side or the other, you can turn them, or at least, here he goes, if we can put him down, he's going to get 2, and there it is. Knees on the mat for 2 more points. So Brock doing a great job on his feet so far in this match. And again, he's a great young football player, loves to wrestle. As I said earlier, we had him in our Doak Walker program, and this young man's going to be representing Moffat County for the next 3 years and long after that, as he'll always have a Bulldog in his heart. Minute 7 left in the second period.
Hartung has been set up so many times for that 3/4 stack, just isn't able to power it over. This time he switches off to the near side cradle. That's a good idea. We'll see if he can get some points out of that.
Yeah, he's got it deep. He just needs to push through now, walk around, as they say. And it's so cool, my friend Kip, that literally at this school for this program, you and I, and there it is. Oh, he almost had it. You and I wrestled together. You were 1 year ahead of me. We wrestled together under Roman Gutierrez. We had state matches under our belt. And we know what it's like to wrestle here. And I'll tell you what, just even, as there's 2 points given up. And I was getting ready to say, even just this, where you're on top of somebody working to try to turn them, it looks like not a lot's going on, but that energy that is used, it takes so much energy. You tire out quick because it's 2 big, strong guys pushing against each other for literally 6 minutes. And now Brock looks a little tired. And we have ourselves a match, as it's anybody's ball game, 4-2, and it's going to be who has the most energy left in the third period, and Brock's going to take on their feet.
And I think probably a wise decision. Either you take on your feet in his situation, or you take top, I think, and I'll tell you why, Shane, because he was down there, he had been reversed, and he was almost to give up the cradle, and it didn't take long for Basalt to get him hooked up in that cradle. And you were saying he looks gassed, and it looks like he might go to his back. And you want to stay as far away from your back as you can. So nonetheless, he takes both up. He's had great success from there, getting 2 takedowns. We'll see if he can do it one more time.
And that's what I was going to say. Based upon what you talked about earlier, you watched the progression of the match. And so far it had been 2 periods, 2 takedowns. So why mess with success? Go back on your feet again. Don't even put yourself on the bottom with any chance that you could be turned. And I get old school sometimes because they always think, you just got to guarantee that you can get that 1 point, that you're going to come off bottom. But again, he had already had 2 takedowns, so he had established that he was much better on his feet. Now, right here, he needs to finish that because the takedown against him would tie this match up as we approach 1 minute remaining in the whole shebang. And he's got a 2-point lead, and right now, neither wrestler wants to do a whole lot. In fact, Brock is bordering on stalling right now, and they'll call that at the next level if you continue to back out of bounds and you've got a lead. So finish this one, Brock. Big Red, go get him.
58 seconds on the clock. He's just got to hold on. He's got a 2-point lead.
And another learning moment, a coaching moment here will be when they come off the mat. You'll talk with this young man, who's a great kid, by the way, and you'll teach him that circle, 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 circle. Like we always had our coaches say to us, and we said to the people we were coaching, don't back up, go in a constant big circle. There's a lot of room when you're on a varsity mat and it's a singles match. Just circle, don't back towards the out of bounds, just do that big looping circle. And now with 28 seconds left, if he just shoots in and holds on right here, get that front headlock, hold on, get that ankle, it was right there. It was giving itself to him. Now he needs to stay up on his knees, or at least hold on to that leg because it's so close to being tied up. He just needs to hold on for 13 seconds. Pull it underneath. They're going to call the quick stalemate.
10 seconds. All he's got to do is hold on for 10 seconds. You can even give up a point now, and it isn't going to hurt you. And you're right, Shane. He might have dodged a bullet there because I'm surprised he didn't get hit with the stalling earlier.
Yes. And again, being JV, they'll learn from this and learn that because all he had to do was just a circular motion. Circle. Good job, and they're going to tell him, okay, you did good, but we want you in better condition so you can finish that third period because both those young men are exhausted.
4-2 win for Brock Hartung.
Good job, Big Red.
All right, here we go. final match of the evening. It is Daniel Cruz for your Bulldogs, and we are wrestling, I believe, at 160 pounds.
And Mr. Cruz, I've known this family forever. Fantastic young man, nice shot in on a double, takes his opponent straight to his back. And I always tell him, must be the hair. He's had some infamous hairstyles over the years. He's had a big old mohawk, and people love it. Again, love the dad and his uncle. Teaches karate down there for my nephews. And right now he's aggressive. We watched him play football for several years at the middle school, but a little bit too aggressive as he turns himself right around into being on bottom. And now we're in a 2-2 match here, and might be a barn burner here to end the evening as Mr. Cruz tries to come up off the bottom. It's pretty cool when you look around out here and you see a lot of former students. They're here still on college break, and kids that were a part of these wrestling programs, part of our football program. But everywhere I look, I see Moffat County High School graduates who are doing good things right now with their life and have come back to support the program that they loved and friends that they still have amidst this program. Oh, you see that? The sharp elbow as he comes back.
And it's 2-2. We're all knotted up with 38 seconds left here in the first.
You could hear that one. Every once in a while when you think wrestling's a non-contact sport, you'll see one of those maneuvers or somebody setting up their cross-face cradle, and the name of the move says it all, cross face, and they will cross your face with a lot of power. And right now Cruz just on bottom, kind of surviving right now as he needs to come up as he's done to his base, come up off all fours now and try to stand up and get at least that point. And we're down to 6 seconds, and we're going to head to the second period all tied up, and it is a match. There we go, an important decision there. So Cruz wins, gives the X signal, which isn't saying X-Men, it's saying I defer. And so, of course, Basalt takes down, theorizing that they're going to be able to get 1 point, and then Daniel Cruz, in theory, would choose down if it gets to the third period, thinking that he could get one for sure and tie it back up. A lot of strategy goes into wrestling matches when you get skilled wrestlers or younger wrestlers too, and there it is, the 1 point that Basalt was guaranteeing in his mind he could get when he took down. Cruz needs to go back to that double leg that he got right off the bat to start this match.
This time it's Basalt in on the double leg, but countered well with the sprawl by Cruz. Got a lot of weight on the front shoulders, trying to maybe look for a shuck and spin around, but he falls to his hip, and now he's in danger of going to his back.
Trouble just like that. Started out with the lead, and now he is on his back. Gave up 2, and he's going to give up the full 3. My goodness, how the tide can change. And just like that, now he's going to have to survive and get off his back, and he does, but now he's got a lot of work to do. Just like that, boom, and we've got 8-2 on the scoreboard. And man, just gives me nightmares when you see that, where you've got a big lead and you sprawl back on a big kick like that, and they're pulling on you and you just can't quite turn out of it. And now he's in a deep cradle and he's in a lot of trouble, Kip.
We'll see, and he's not going to be able to kick his way out of that one, and he's going to give up the pin with 28 seconds left in the second. Nonetheless, good experience for the freshman, and we hope that he learns from that and comes back and ready to fight another day. I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors for bringing you Moffat County High School Wrestling right here on MOFFATCOUNTYPROUD.COM. Craig Family Dental, Severson Supply and Rental, Memorial Regional Health, Bank of Colorado, Victory Motors, Hatton Enterprises, Miller Family Appliance, 3B Enterprises, Cornerstone Realty, GCR Tires and Service, Precision Auto Service, 360 Insurance Company, Mountain West Insurance and Financial Services, Kramer Flooring, McDonald's, Duran and Pierce Contractors, Cook, Chevrolet, Ford and Subaru, Country Living Realty, Draper Insurance Group, Great Divide Cleaning Service, Chaos Inc., Young Life, Rocky Mountain Machinery, Epp & Associates, Rocky Mountain Automotive, Colorado Northwestern Community College, Identity Graphics, Craig Veterinary Hospital, Brass Key Realty, and Mountain Air Spray. Thanks for being with us right here on MOFFATCOUNTYPROUD.COM.